Hello, fourth graders. Welcome to lesson 7.2. Today we're going to be exploring some more fraction multiplication. Okay, but we're going to start with these guys. What do you remember? What's something you remember about these guys from last time? Okay, these are little tools that we can use when deciding, when comparing units of capacity, right? Cups and pints and quarts. And in your answer, you might have thought, well, there's 4 quarts in a gallon, and there's 2 pints inside the quart, and there's 2 cups inside the pint, right? And you can use the gallon man to use those same relationships as well. Okay, so just a little reminder here, because we are going to see some capacity measurements here. Let's read this, and then I'm going to give you some time to think about that. The Social Studies Club wants to make paper mache globes. Do you know what paper mache is? It's like sculpture. To make the paste, right? See this paste right here that they need? Each club member, all right, so each kid will mix 3/4 cup of white glue with 1/4 cup of water. See, they put those in there and then they mix it. The club has 9 members. They have 1 quart of water. Do they have enough water? All right, so right now we're going to ignore the glue. So I want you to look at how much they need for water. They have 9 members. I want you to take a moment, use your notebook or your dry erase board and jot down, some ideas, right? Because you're going to need to be able to explain how you know. So if you say yes, they have enough water, then why? If you say no, then why not? Take a moment to experiment with this. All right, now I want you to tell me, do you think they have enough water, yes or no? And why? Why do you think that? All right, I'm going to go through some ways, rather than tell you the answer right off the bat, that you could have decided this, okay? So we know that we need 1/4 cup of water for 9 kids. So one strategy here that you could use is repeated addition. Okay, 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. And yep, there's going to be 9 of them. Let's see if I can get them all in down here. How many is that? 6, 7, 8, 9. And then when I add up all of those fourths, I have 9/4. Okay, now I don't want to leave that as an improper fraction. I want to change it into a mixed number. So I can think, how many 4s are in 9? Well, 2 and 1 left over. Okay, 9/4 is the same as 4/4 plus 4/4 plus 1/4, right? These are my 2 wholes. So 2 and 1/4 cups of water. Now, we haven't decided whether or not that they have, because they have a quart, so we haven't decided that yet. What we have to figure out is how much water they need. So 2 and 1/4 cups. Another way to have done that would be to make holes, right? So I could kind of be thinking, well, if this is a cup, and then 4 kids would get this cup. Well, that's not divided very well, is it? So 4 kids would get this cup, and 4 kids would get this cup, and then we'd need 1 more, right? So we'd need 2 holes and 1/4 cup. Now, related to that is to draw a picture, right? I kind of did that on the last one too. Here, I'll draw a picture with circles. So we have 9 kids. Each one needs a 4th. So we'd shade this one, this one, this one. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1 more for 9, right? 2 and 1/4. The last thing that you could have tried, and we experimented with this just a little bit in lesson 613, is to multiply the fractions. And if you remember, when you multiply a fraction, you times a whole number, we're going to keep the denominator the same, And we're going to multiply the whole number times the numerator to get 9/4, which equals 2 1/4 cups. Well, we still haven't decided whether they have enough water. We know that they need 2 1/4 cups, but they have a quart. So let's go back to that little picture here. They have a quart and they need 2 1/4 cups. So how many cups, not how many pints, how many cups are in my quart here? 4. They need 2 1/4. Do they have enough? They do. Yes, they do. Right? And they have enough because they need 2 1/4 cups. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 cups inside this quart. Okay, now let's deal with the glue a little bit too. How about that? The club has a half gallon of white glue. Is that enough? All right, well, let's take this 3/4. Which strategy do you want to use? Let's go with the multiplying strategy. Okay, I want you to first, and you're going to give me an improper fraction to start here. When you take this, what is your improper fraction when you multiply 9 times 3/4? Okay, 9 times 3 is 27. 27/4. So we want to think, well, how many, right? These are just like division problems. How many 4s are in 27? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 6. And then there'd be 3 left, right? 6 3/4 cups. So let's see. If they have a half gallon of white glue, we're going to need to look at that. Do I have that on the next slide? Nope. I have this objective. 6 3/4. Is that in a half gallon? So they have half of a gallon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, they have enough glue there too. Okay, so our goal here, right? We're working with multiplying unit fractions by whole numbers. We're going to use more of the fractions with the ones on the top, right? That's what a unit fraction is. It has a 1 as the denominator. Okay, and this is going to help us to learn about multiplying a fraction times a whole number. So let's get into this math journal page. Go ahead and open up to lesson 7.2. All right, here we go. Suma and her sister Pooja are baking 12 blueberry wheat muffins for breakfast. The recipe lists the following ingredients. Oh man, I want some blueberry muffins. Sounds good, doesn't it? All right. Solve the number stories below. In the space below each problem, use pictures or equations to show what you did to find your answers. All right. So we can't just we can't just guess and put an answer. The sisters want to triple the recipe. Do you know what that word means? What's tripling? Times 3. Right? So these are all they're going to be tripling a recipe. This is what you do in the real world. If you have a recipe and you want to make more of it than the recipe says, you have to be able to multiply whole numbers times fractions. So how many teaspoons of baking powder do they need now? Well, let's go into the recipe. Where's baking powder? There it is. So 2, we're going to be multiplying times 3. Well, that's starting off pretty easy, right? 6 teaspoons. How many teaspoons of salt do they need? Here's salt. So don't tell me the answer here, but what's the problem? What are we going to have to do what are we going to have to multiply? 1/4 times 3, right? We're doing everything times 3 because they want to triple the recipe. So 1/4 times 3, I keep that 4 the same. 1 times 3 is 3. So they need 3/4 of a teaspoon, 3/4 of a teaspoon. Okay, we're just tripling these. How many cups of whole wheat flour do they need now? Well, where's the whole wheat flour? There it is. All right, this time you're going to give me the answer. We have 1/2 times 3. How much would that be? It would be 3 halves. Even better, 1 1/2. right? 3 halves is 2 halves plus 1 half. 1 cups. Between what two whole numbers does your answer to problem 1C lie? Well, 1 that's more than 1, but less than 2, right? So just think on a number line where that would be. Okay, so what you are now going to do, you're going to finish this. You're going to be answering number 2 and then number 3. Now notice, Suma and Pooja decided to bake 48 muffins instead of 12. So what are you going to be multiplying? On the last ones, we were multiplying all times 3. How would we get from 12 to 48? Yeah, times 4, right? So they're quadrupling this recipe. Okay, so you're going to use the same strategies that we were doing to answer number 2, which has 4 parts there. And yes, try that out, right? Try this is usually the hardest problem on the page, but you definitely have to try it. Stretch your brain a little bit. All right, 4th graders, that is all for today. We're exploring multiplying fractions. Multiplying a unit fraction times whole numbers, and in a real recipe. I think I'm going to go make some blueberry muffins now. All right, I'll talk to you later. Let me know if you need any help, and good luck.